Welcome to SVG-TV's news for Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. St. Vincent and the Grenadines today celebrates the 49th anniversary of the Caribbean Agricultural Research Development Institute, CARDI, known as CARDI Day. CARDI Day is an important day dedicated to highlighting the Institute's achievements. Officers across the region today hosted a variety of on-site engaging activities, providing its multi-stakeholder network with the opportunity to learn more about the Institute's work and contribution to agriculture development. Here in SVG, a ceremony and exhibition was held at the Postal Corporation car park in capital Kingston. Outlining some of CARDI's achievements over the years, SVG's CARDI representative, Joanna Jackson, said that the Institute has made a significant impact in the root crop industry in SVG.
One of our premier institutions that does research work within the Caribbean. CARDI consists of 14 countries within CARICOM, and as such, we are tasked with the mandate to ensure that we enhance our agricultural productivity and competitiveness within the region. One may ask the question what CARDI would have done over the last 49 years. If we look back, in the area of root crops, CARDI would have made a significant contribution in terms of innovation and technologies. Just a reference to white yams, for example. We would have introduced 4 different cultivars of white yams. We have a few on display. Also, not too long ago, we would have done extensive work in the area of dashing, introducing 25 cultivars for evaluation in St. Vincent and Grenadines. Out of those 25 cultivars, 2 really emerged as being very promising and very successful. As we can see, we have some there on display as well. I was informed that the first mechanization within agriculture in St. Vincent and Grenadines was done by CARDI. And one of my good friends and my compatriot, Mr. Clive Bishai, can bear me out to that. He would have done extensive work also in the peanut area out in Argyle.
Jackson said CARDI has conducted many research projects which provided technical assistance and published numerous amount of publications to the benefit of stakeholders in member states, including SVG.
And we received tremendous support from the staff from the Ministry of Agriculture, and in particular the Extension Advisory Services would have given us tremendous support over the years, and we intend to foster and to strengthen that relationship. Today's exhibition is a manifestation of that close collaboration that we have within the Ministry of Agriculture to provide us with necessary technical and other logistical support that we would have required. So, CARDI in itself, we are focusing on a wide range of different areas. As you can see, we have the sweet potato, we have the coconuts, we have the root crops. We also focus on vegetables, and CARDI has a wide cadre of scientists in varying fields of expertise that we can bring to bear to assist our agriculture in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And going forward, we have some work to be done to address some of the issues that the farmers are complaining about, especially in the area of sweet potato in terms of the pests and the diseases and some aspect of plant nutrition as well.
Chief Agricultural Officer Renato Gomes said that within the last few years, SVG has seen an increase in activities by CARDI, and the ministry appreciates the role CARDI has been playing in enhancing the farming community in SVG.
Improving farmers' income, and of course, building a strong relationship with the Ministry of Agriculture. We hope we can continue to build on this foundation that has been started. I know we have a very good working relationship with Mr. Jackson, and I'm very optimistic about the future. I must say one thing though, is that we must be prepared to face the challenges that lie before us, especially things like climate change. You know, sometimes we take these things lightly, we don't pay much attention, but if we watch, we can see the climate is changing, and it's something we must pay very close attention to.
CARDI Day, celebrated annually on December 5th, marks the anniversary of the signing of the agreement establishing CARDI in 1974 in Georgetown, Guyana. Director of the National Insurance Services, Stuart Haynes, has given the assurance that the NIS funds are in good hands, stressing the importance of good governance to the institution. Stuart was at the time addressing a Pensioners Appreciation Day event last Friday outside the institution's main building in capital Kingston.
Job cannot be completed unless we are transparent and honest in administering social security services. Our NIS expend resources ensuring that by law we do our books, as you will know it, but we'll call our financial statement, making sure that management does the right thing in the management of the funds. By law, we are also legislated to do what we call an actuarial review every year. That will tell, every 3 years, that will tell you how healthy the plan is. So the board and management ensure every year there's a financial statement that gave account of how we manage the fund. And every 3 years there are actuarial valuations, and we will do our job now by sending the reports to the minister. And pensioners, our track records really demonstrate that we upheld those promises.
Haynes noted that to date, since the establishment of the NIS in 1987, they have collectively paid out $800 million to pensioners, which he said is larger than the reserves of the institution, which is about $463 million.
Notwithstanding that we started with a low contribution rate, about 5.5%, when you start working, one of the lowest in the region. Because when we transitioned from NPF to NIS, we reduced the contribution rate. So we started low. But all reform in our first 20 years, Basi, that's why you're accustomed to increase. So between 1987 and 2007, we increased pensions in 94, 97, 99, 2002, and 2005. So the first 20 years of NIS, we paid attention to benefits adequacy. Within the first 20 years also, we instituted a minimum pension and also the employment injury. So that's the history for the first 20 years. What happened now to the second 20 years? From 2008, we paid attention not only to the benefit adequacy, because we want this fund to be around for life. So we also paid attention to financial sustainability. And from 2008 to 2014, we still increased the benefit, but also we had some increase in contribution rate. And at 2014, contribution rate went to 10%. But my valued and esteemed pensioners will tell me, boss, nothing moved since 2014. Well, from 2014, as I said, we have to be honest and we have to be open. From 2014, what the focus was is to create a financial balance. Because you see the history, on benefit adequacy, we increase contribution rate, and when we do the actual projection, we're seeing that the fund is unsustainable in the long run. Because we commit to pay you for life, then we have to make some adjustment. And one of the adjustments we made is to freeze pension for a while until we treat with that financial imbalance.
Haynes said the NIS supports social and economic development through investments in education, housing, health, and other major capital projects, with a concentration of 2 Golden Years activity centers aimed at improving the social life of pensioners. On the issue of pension reform, the NIS director reiterated to the pensioners at the event that reform is the only sustainable way forward for the NIS.
In order for NIS to pay you your pension beyond 2034, we have to reform the system. But I want you to follow the story and the rationale why. It's important to know why does NIS have to reform? And we have been reforming all the years 94 up to 2014. When you change benefits, you are reforming. But we are going into a phase now where we have to now pay attention to the financial sustainability. So like other social security systems around the world, our financial sustainability pensioners are threatened by the unfavorable demographic developments characterized by population aging. We are witnessing increase in life expectancy. Our people are living longer in St. Vincent, in Barbados, in the Caribbean, in the US. It's a global issue that our people are living longer today than yesterday. That is compounded by the fact that we have declining fertility. Women are having less babies. Families are becoming smaller. So we're living longer and there are less babies. When we look at the number of contributors supporting a pensioner, in 2002, in St. Vincent context, there were 10 contributors supporting one pensioner. It's the same in a household if you have 10 kids supporting one household. That is good. In 2022, 20 years after, what is the situation? We have the family size move from 10 to 4. There are 4 members in the family, and we call them the contributors, supporting one pensioner. And this is evidence of population aging, and this is increasing the cost of NIS.
Superintendent of Police in charge of Criminal Investigations Department, Carlston Francis, says law enforcement officers must interact more with the people in the various communities and homes across St. Vincent and the Grenadines in order to build back the public's trust in the police to help with crime fighting. Superintendent Francis was a guest on the Police on the Beat program on NBC Radio, discussing building resilient communities through crime prevention.
And in order for us to be effective in doing so, we have to know the people that we serve.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And know the people that we are called upon to protect. And in order to know them, we have to interact with them. Same point that was mentioned earlier. We need to go out to them, to their communities, into their homes, build trust, build relationship, exchange numbers. So if something goes wrong in Green Hill, there is 1 or 2 persons you can call, because you would have that previous interaction and you would have developed that relationship. You can call those persons and ask, what is going on in Green Hill?
Yes, yes.
Someone called and said that there are gunshots going off there. What can you tell me? And I am so thankful to that. We have more calls, more information, and our jobs will become, easier over time. So building relationship is everything.
With regards to the escalating gun crimes in the country, SOP Francis says it is a burning issue, and some of the most persistent offenders are now requesting unsuspected individuals to hold unlicensed firearms for them. And
we'll find that some of the main nefarious, the criminals, they are asking unsuspecting persons to hold the firearms for them. Mm-hmm. Because they know that they are being targeted by the police.
Yes.
And unfortunately, some people are doing it. So when we search the suspect, they come up empty-handed because what? He already give it to somebody else to secure for him. And that is something that, we need to work on. Yes. We need to expand our intelligence gathering capabilities. And intelligence gathering is expensive. But again, if we have that relationship, because somebody know what's going on.
Yes.
Somebody in the community,
information that can assist.
Have something that could help the police, but they're not saying anything.
So true.
Because they will tell you, I don't trust the police, and the police will go and call my name.
SOP Francis said building resilient communities against crime is to provide little opportunity for citizens to become victims of crime.
But in doing this, you can do several things. One, put into practice the tips and messages from the police in terms of things you can do to protect yourself and your family. Keeping your door closed, windows closed, the lights on, speak with your neighbors when you're leaving your home, communicate. When you see something, say something. So true. Stand up for what is right and what you believe in. Do not give criminals the opportunity to target your homes, to target your family, to target your neighbors. We have to be assertive as a community in order for us to be stronger and better as we work together to fight crime.
The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, in collaboration with the National Commission on Crime Prevention, will hold another peace march and rally this Friday, December 8th, 2023 in capital Kingston under the theme Building Resilient Communities Through Crime Prevention. The general public is advised to wear white in support of the march and rally. The march will commence at Heritage Square from 10 a.m. onto Bay Street, then back to Heritage Square where the rally will be held. 16 choirs will take part in this year's Christmas caroling competition. The Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, in its second year of hosting the Christmas caroling competition, which will be done this year in a competition under the theme Spirits Lifted. Speaking at the launching ceremony today, Cultural Officer in the Ministry of Tourism, Civil Aviation, Sustainable Development and Culture, Maxine Brown, invited everyone to come out and celebrate with the 16 choirs.
I would like to thank all the participating groups for being a part of this awesome competition. Your participation is key. In fact, you help us to keep the spirits lifted during this Novena Advent season. Last year, I recall distinctly how I was so impressed with the various presentations. And so then it was only a showcase, but this year it's a competition. So if you could have brought so much fun and vigor 2022, I could only imagine what you'll deliver this year. And so I look forward to a great competition. I know some choirs, they have the act together, and so they're ready to deliver. I think the duty is on me as well to encourage all Vincentians, because I know you will bring your team as well, all these groups, all 16 groups participating. But I want to encourage the general public to come out. It is the night, the ultimate night. The night of all nights at the Gardens, 9 nights. The date, 16 choir on December 16th. You can't miss it.
Coordinator of the Christmas caroling contest, Juanita Phillips, said that this year's events will be held on Saturday, December 16th at the Botanical Gardens.
This year, we've added the exciting new element of a competition that promises to elevate the festive spirit even further. While we regrettably lost a few choirs due to the busy holiday season, it brings us immense joy to see the return of familiar choirs from last year's event. The participation, the involvement, and vibrant energy they brought were truly and substantially impactful. Additionally, we are even more delighted to give a warm welcome to the new choirs joining us this year. Their enthusiasm has added an extra dose of excitement to this joyous occasion. This year's contest will assess choirs based on both a traditional song and an original composition. Each choir will showcase their performance within a 10-minute slot on stage. For participation, the choirs must comprise a minimum of 15 members and a maximum of 35 members, along with a 5-member band. Additionally, within their group, up to 10 individuals who are not affiliated with their ministry or organization can join as members.
Phillips said the Christmas caroling contest will be a festive occasion bringing together communities in celebration and harmony. Public Relations Officer of the 9 Nights of Lights at the Botanical Gardens Committee, Twanik Barrow, said they are putting things in place to ensure that the event this year will be bigger, better, and brighter. On NBC Radio's face-to-face program on Monday, Barrow said the Botanical Gardens 9 Nights of Lights events presents an opportunity for families to spend quality time together as it is the perfect place to be during the Christmas in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Barrow also noted that the 9 Nights of Lights events will have a number of new features this year, including a Christmas market in which small business vendors will be given the opportunity to showcase their products.
Of Lights, as we always say, it's a family-oriented event. So from the little babies to the teens to the adults to our seniors, there is something for everyone, and that is why we always emphasize the importance of family. You know, Christmas. You know, Christmas in the Caribbean, Christmas in St. Vincent is really a family thing. We always like to hang out and you know, just have that bonding time with your family, and we are giving Vincentians an opportunity to do that in the Botanical Gardens, and I think it's the best place to be for Christmas in St. Vincent, and I want to be bold enough to say in the world. You know, in the world, yes. Persons who have different, you know, things focus on Christmas, you know, a Christmas kind of vibe, you can come through a cost of just $50 per night, and there's a registration. I think today is the final day to register because, you know, there's so many, we have to sort things, but our, you know, local vendors have an opportunity to showcase their products. So, you know, Christmas persons like the black cake. So if you're into black cake, if you're into wine, you know, we have artists who you know, would like to showcase their pieces. If you're into fashion, cosmetics, you know, Christmas, we love to give gifts like, you know, the spa and these massage things. So if you're into those kind of services, you have an opportunity to showcase, and hopefully we can have persons, you know, supported. So we're just hoping, this is the first we've ever had it in the gardens, so we're hoping to build on that as we go forward and give more opportunities to our local vendors.
Barrow is encouraging both locals and visitors to support and experience a Garden of Lights at the 9 Nights of Lights event at the Botanical Garden this year.
9 Nights of Lights, we begin from December the 15th to the 23rd. Gates open at 6 p.m. The entertainment starts at 7 p.m. Adults 10 and children 5. And I know last year, this year you know, the gate has increased. So once you're under 18, so from 6 to 18, you are considered a child. So you enter for $5. And once you're an adult, once you're an adult, 10. If you're over 60, you enter for free, right? And we do have some, yes, we have some packages available for persons. We're just trying to give back. So we have packages available. You can also follow our Facebook page, Instagram page to get that information. And you can also call us at 453-1623. So we have group packages, we have student, we have all different packages available, and we really want persons to really experience a botanical Christmas. And I think if you are not really a morning person, well, I am a morning person, right?
I am as well, actually.
Yes, yes. So if you are not so much a morning person and you are not able to experience 9 Mornings, which is our #1 supporter, then you can come in the gardens and get a little taste of 9 Nights of Lights. And there's different elements. You will get a little of night morning, but if you're not able to wake up, you can come in at 9 nights. And we anticipate and we promise our patrons another another excellent production this year. I can guarantee that.
Veterinary Officer for the Animal Health and Production Division, Dr. Malaika Glasgow, is appealing to Vincentians to adhere to the safety requirements for the importation of meat and meat products for the Christmas season. In an interview with NBC Radio Today, Dr. Glasgow said that persons must apply for an import permit for all meat and meat products. She added that the ministry will continue to regularize the ministry will continue its regulatory work to ensure the safety of meat and meat products entering the country.
First thing you have to do is apply for permission to bring in the meat and the meat products. You do that by sending in an application to our office at the Animal Health and Production Division at the Ministry of Agriculture. You can submit it in person or via email. The email address is ahpdvetdivision@hotmail.com. So the application form has to be filled in triplicate. If it's submitted via email, you will just submit one copy. But when you come to collect the permit that has been issued to you, you would have to bring in the hard copies to be able to take it to the Ministry of Trade to continue the processing. The processing actually takes a minimum of 3 working days for the application to be processed. And once it's finished, you would then take it to the Ministry of Trade for final processing, and that's when your permit is complete and you have permission to bring in the meat and meat products.
Dr. Glasgow further outlined what the application form for importing meat and meat products entails.
On this application, you would have to have the name of the importer and exporter address, and the name of the product, quantity, and an approximate value for the items. What we are referring to when we say meat and meat products, we are referring to hams, turkeys, fresh meat, could be canned meat as well, depending on the quantities. But all meat and meat products, you're supposed to get permission to bring into St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're trying to ensure that the meat that comes in is safe and healthy. This is for the protection of the general public as well as our livestock population, because there are diseases that can be transmitted through the meat, diseases such as BSE, E. coli, avian influenza, African swine fever, which is a disease that's actually in the region right now in the Dominican Republic and Haiti that are destroying their livestock population and people's livelihoods. So we are just trying to ensure that we do not have that situation happening here and that all the meat that comes in is safe to eat.
Meanwhile, the Environment Management Department of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment is requesting that persons desirous of slaughtering food, animals for sale or for human consumption to contact the District Environmental Health Officer of the Public Health Department at 457-1729 or 456-1111, extension 4558 as soon as possible for information on the requirements for slaughtering. The department said all information must be with its desk by Friday, December 15, 2023. Persons are asked to take a note that the practice of dressing animals on the ground and hanging meat on trees or poles exposed to the elements is not acceptable and will be subjected to condemnation. Members of the public are also asked to note that it is an offense to offer meat for sale without it being inspected, according to the Public Health Act 1977. U.S. State Department says Ghana-Venezuela border controversy cannot be settled by referendum. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
Local news segment part sponsored by My Smart Toilet Seat.
Do you want to feel clean or refreshed after using the bathroom, whether at home, work, or play?